For this case study, let's take a look at a really common target, improving customer retention. We'll name this simply customer retention. For our statement, this is where we write the target as it's normally written. We will insert improve customer retention by delivering a better customer experience. Let's take this to the target frame. So if we look at our first lens, so the intent. Here, the intent is to increase the number of customers who renew each year. So we will insert increase the number of customers who renew their service year on year. Now the year on year indicates that it's an ongoing state, and the increasing number of customers indicates that it's a result we're looking for. What part of this change is genuinely within the role's control? So here we will insert influence how the service team engages with customers throughout the year. Now, we can only influence the customer, we can't control them. So we're going to say indirect influence. Next, for mechanism. The mechanism is where we start to really look at kind of what's going to cause this change to happen. Now, in this case, it's fairly general. Let's put encourage better customer service and more regular communication with customers. That's a general intention, so we'll indicate that it's general. Now for our evidence we can provide our records of customer service interactions and communication logs. Both of those are activities, so we'll select activity. The expectation, well, the expectation is to increase the percentage of customers that renew. So customers who renew. Now that increase again is a result change. Now we're ready to take this upstream and really examine the target. Okay, so in this case, the target has come back unsupported with 3 structural tensions identified. So let's just have a look through this. The target commits to improving customer retention by delivering a better customer experience. Mechanism to evidence. The evidence limits what can be demonstrated about whether the mechanism caused the outcome. Control to expectation. The outcome depends on factors beyond the declared span of control. A mechanism to expectation, a generic mechanism, is carrying high structural load relative to the expected outcome. Preceding implies dependencies on the effectiveness of the mechanism, the control over the influencing factors, and the specificity of the mechanism relative to the expected outcome. Here we can see the triggered tensions. Now, you could actually accept this target with those tensions. Unsupported doesn't mean that it's a terrible target. It just means that it's structurally unsound, so it's difficult. You need to address that honestly. First thing we'll do though next is we'll align the structure. We'll just check that the declarations we made actually match the text that we inserted. Okay, so in this case, they've accepted what we've put in. So now let's skip to the resolution. What this will do is it'll start to look at options that we have to make this target slightly stronger. So here, the structural resolutions that are offered, we've got reduce the expectation. So here we have conduct customer service interactions and communication with customers being the expectation, rather than the expectation being an improvement in percentage retained. This actually fits now with the mechanism and the control that we're put in place. Alternatively, on this side, we've got make the mechanism more specific. Facilitate monthly check-in sessions with the service team to review customer feedback and develop action plans for improving customer interactions. So here, we're just taking it a step further and focusing on what we can change in order to meet the expectation that we've outlined. Now, in this case, I think we can take either approach. I'm going to actually take a more honest approach, I believe, which is to reduce the expectation. We've used a very generalized mechanism here. So now once we've aligned that, it will just recheck the alignments. It'll apply that. And now you can see we're now at tension detected. We've got one structural tension identified. The target commits to improving customer retention by delivering a better customer experience. The intent to expectation, the intent expresses an increase in the number of customers who renew the service year on year, while the expectation expresses conducting customer service interactions and communication with customers. These represent different outcomes measures, creating ambiguity with how success is defined. Preceding implies a reliance on the ongoing nature of customer engagement, the activity-based expectation of service interactions. Now, we could with this refine the structure even further, but actually sometimes you will reach this point and go, we've declared that tension, we can see that it exists, and we're happy to proceed with a target. So for this case study, we're going to leave it here. In future, we'll dig a little bit further to release that tension altogether.